I generally don't talk about the WNBA. I think it's a big distraction. I think it has been for decades. I think it's a total failure, and now it's even worse. But the distraction is coming in the form of the wokeness that is emulating from this league, working against their two most well known players in the world. And the league apparently hates them. They hate Caitlin Clark because she's extraordinarily talented. Everybody loves her, except for other players, players that oppose her. They hate her. They abuse her. They throat punch her. It's stupid. The rest of the league, they hate her. They wish that she wasn't such a talented player. Not because anything she did, other than that she's white, and the league apparently doesn't like that their most iconic player is white. So they do everything to minimize her presence. Then you've got Sophie Cunningham, who is becoming a cultural icon, who had the gall to come out and say that boys shouldn't play in girls' sports. She had the gall to, go by science, common sense, history, it just whatever. Then you've got the rest of the league out there. Well, we don't know. We don't want to be discriminatory. We don't. I'm not trained enough. I don't know the science about whether or not there's a difference between men and women. I don't know if boys are actually better than girls in sports. I used to play with. That's an actual quote from one of the WNBA coaches. I have no idea what her name is. I don't watch the sport, but apparently she's like, I used to play with boys all the time. Okay, well, Clay Travis is offering the opportunity to put your money where your mouth is, or more importantly, put his money where your ideology is. We have an article over at AmericaFirstReport.com. Clay Travis dares WNBA champions to prove their nonsense with a $10 million on the line. You'd think, okay, no brainer, they're going to do it, right? Right? They got to do it. I mean, what does he want? Does he want him to do something crazy? No, they just have to beat just got to beat a high school team, high schoolers, against the WNBA champions. Should be a no-brainer, you'd think. But of course it's not. Clay Travis just called the bluff of the entire WNBA, and he did it with real money. On Monday, the OutKick founder upped his long-standing challenge to a cool $10 million. The defending champion, Las Vegas Aces, get a head-to-head game against a high school boys state title team of Travis's choosing. If the boys win, the money goes to the teenagers to split. If the Aces win, they get to pocket the cash. Now, let's put this in... Oh, and also, it would be on pay-per-view with the profits going to Tunnel to Towers for the families of fallen first responders and soldiers. This should be a no-brainer. Of course, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They won't do it. They won't even acknowledge it. They're going to pretend like it doesn't exist. But $10 million is a lot of money, especially when you consider that the league itself generates about $33 million annually. So getting a 30% bump in revenue for one game, you just got to win one game against high schoolers. No brainer, right? Except, of course, we all know the truth. We all know that they would lose. They would lose badly. That even high school boys are far superior, skill-wise, physically, than the WNBA champion team. But here's the thing. Stunts aside, because this is a stunt, I hope they do it. Clay Travis, I'm sure, hopes that they do it. We all want them to do it. This would be a very entertaining thing. It would be a very, very big event. But they don't want to embarrass themselves further, they being the WNBA. They already are the laughingstock. And here's the thing. They did this to themselves. All they had to do was embrace Caitlin Clark as their top player. Maybe and I don't even know, again, I don't follow the sport. I don't know if she's the best player in the league, but she's definitely the most exciting. And let's face it, it's because she's a white girl. Okay? White girls doing well in this league doesn't normally happen very, very often, apparently. So that's why the league hates her. That's why they abuse her. Other players physically abuse Caitlin Clark in ways that, girls are far more brutal than in the NBA. In the NBA, sure, you might have some fist fights, but you never hear of any massive, it doesn't happen. They don't take it that personal. Oh, those girls, those WNBA star players, oh, they don't like Caitlin Clark. Oh boy, they are physically just brutal to her, to Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham took an elbow to the face the other day, and she got called for a foul. She got called for the foul, not the player that elbowed her in the face brutally. Looked very painful. here's the thing, ladies. The league hates you. The players in the league hate you. Most of the coaches hate you. If I could offer some advice, it would be this. Take your talents and leave. Caitlin Clark has already established her fame, her fortune. Maybe not her fortune. They don't pay the players that much because the league doesn't make that much. But she does, I'm sure, has enough money to go start the Caitlin Clark Girls Camp for Basketball. You would get people signing up left and right. You can make a lot of money off that. Go on tour. Do whatever. Do something. But get out of the WNBA because they don't want you there. You should be the face of the league, and they do everything they can to bury you, so leave. If they're ashamed of you, then why are you still there? Not very big on, from what I can tell, Caitlin Clark isn't exactly like a warrior fighting for her rights. She sort of seems feeble and woke. So she's probably sitting there. And I don't know this. I don't want to make any accusations. My feeling is that she would rather just go along to get along, and she's not okay with it, but she's not going to do anything about it. Whereas Sophie Cunningham, the enforcer, she does stuff about it all the time, and she gets abused too. But she should leave. They hate her, maybe even more now after her crazy comments about, boys not being equal to girls. That's crazy. No, she just said common sense stuff, and the league hates her even more, I would say, than they hate Caitlin Clark. So she should leave. She doesn't even have to stay in basketball. I mean, she is quickly becoming a cultural icon. I'm sure she can find something to do with her time. They should leave. The league doesn't deserve them. The league doesn't want them there. The league hates them.
You got the moves. I'll give you that.